All right, remember in the very beginning we talked about getting a rise ball to go from point A to point B. Now remember, we're trying to get this to happen in a 40 to 43 feet based on what your pitching distance is, not only to get it through the strike zone, but to actually tempt the batter to swing at the ball. So those are the things that we have to consider. In talking about getting that ball to go from point A to point B in that short of a distance, the first thing that we're going to discuss that will affect that is your stride, what you do with your stride. Now, if you haven't seen it in my tape, Teaching Beginning Pitchers video, let me review it for you very quickly so that you understand and aren't completely at loss when I talk about the power line. The power line will come directly off the inside right portion of my foot because I'm right-handed and this is my push-off leg. If you're left-handed, obviously it's going to be the exact opposite. And it's going to extend out there about 5-6 feet so that I can actually see as my push-off foot I start, and when I'm driving out with my leg, that my left leg or my plant foot is going to land on that power line, so that if I showed you and I drove out, I'd be right here and I could draw that power line right through my feet all the way back into there. And that's what I consider on a power line. Now, talking about point A to point B, we're not going to do anything to adjust off our power line. What we are going to do is lengthen our stride or take a longer stride. Now, a lot of problems can occur when we first start talking about doing this, because when we talk to young ladies about lengthening their stride, they tend to get really off balance and come right out here to get their balance completely off, and then it won't help for anything else that we're doing with wrist snap. We'll get all off balance and everything will kind of go amok for you. So when we're talking about that power line, nothing changes. You're still on that power line. You are lengthening your stride or getting farther out there. Why do we lengthen our stride? In order to get an object to go from point A to point B in this short amount of distance, what we have to do is get under the ball. Now, the first thing that I do when I talk about getting under the ball is point out very common problem for most pitchers in getting under the ball. When they lengthen that stride, they'll get under the ball. This is what they interpret as under the ball right here. If you really analyze this, I'm on top of the ball right here. Under the ball is by lengthening my stride, bending my knees, and getting under the ball through my wrist snap right through here. So I'm getting under the ball by lengthening my stride. Make sure we're not getting in front of the ball or on top of the ball. We're getting under the ball, and we're doing that by lengthening our stride. Nothing has changed off of our power line. It has just gotten longer. We will come back to throwing a rise ball inside and outside, and that is when we will change off the power line.